What if time was only in our brain? No one noticed the moment time disappeared because nothing actually stopped. The sun still rose. People still aged. Clocks still ticked on walls and wrists. But Dr. Elias Rowan noticed something wrong the night his mother died. She passed away at 2:17 a.m., according to the hospital monitor. Elias stared at the numbers glowing green in the dark room. 2:17. They felt meaningless. He did not feel like a moment had ended or begun. There was no sense of before or after. There was only a continuous, heavy presence, like standing in deep water that never moved. On the drive home, traffic lights changed colors, but Elias felt as though he was not moving through time. Instead, time seemed to be moving through him. Elias was a neuroscientist, obsessed with how the brain created reality. For years, he had studied perception, memory, and consciousness. After his mother's death, grief sharpened his thoughts into a single, terrifying question. What if time doesn't exist outside us at all? He began to notice strange things. Memories didn't feel like past events. They felt like places he could step into. When he closed his eyes, his childhood kitchen wasn't behind him in time. It was beside him, vivid and present. When he worried about the future, the fear felt just as real as the moment he was standing in point one evening. While reviewing brain scans at his lab, Elias saw something impossible. Subjects experiencing intense memories showed the same neural patterns as subjects imagining the future. The brain did not distinguish between what had happened and what might happen. It treated both as now.
What if the present is all there is? Elias whispered to the empty room. And the brain just rearranges it. He designed an experiment that bordered on madness. Using a combination of neural stimulation and sensory deprivation, he aimed to quiet the brain's time-ordering system, the mechanism that labeled experiences as past, present, or future. The first volunteer was himself. Inside the chamber, darkness wrapped around Elias. The machine hummed softly as electrodes stimulated precise regions of his brain. He focused on breathing, waiting for fear or pain. Instead, time collapsed. There was no sequence anymore. His childhood laughter echoed alongside the sound of hospital machines. His mother's voice blended with words he had not yet spoken. He experienced winning his first research grant and standing at his mother's grave simultaneously. It did not feel chaotic. It felt whole. Elias realized something profound. Without the brain sorting experiences into a timeline, everything existed at once. Time was not a river flowing forward. It was a filing system in the mind. When the machine shut down, Elias collapsed, shaking. Tears streamed down his face, not from fear, but from clarity. His mother was not gone. She was not in the past. She existed wherever his mind allowed her to be. He published his findings cautiously. The world laughed at first. Philosophers debated. Scientists argued. But then other labs replicated his results. Patients with brain injuries that damaged time perception reported similar experiences. Memories felt present, futures felt accessible. Society slowly began to change. Therapists stopped saying, "Move on." Instead, they taught people how to place their memories gently, so they didn't overwhelm the present. Criminal justice shifted its focus, understanding that regret and intent were not bound to linear time. Education changed too. Students learned not by memorizing timelines, but by connecting ideas as living concepts. Elias became famous, but he felt strangely detached from it. Fame required believing in before and after, in progress measured over years. He knew better now. One night, he returned to the hospital room where his mother had died. He sat quietly, eyes closed, letting his brain soften its grip on time. He remembered her smile, not as something lost, but as something existing. "I'm here," he whispered. And in that moment, she was. Elias understood the final truth then: time was a tool, not a law. The brain invented it to survive, to predict danger, to tell stories. But it was never real in the way people believed. There was only experience, endlessly reshaped by perception. Outside the hospital, clocks continued ticking. Calendars kept filling. People still said things like, too late and not yet. But Elias smiled, knowing that nothing was ever truly gone, and nothing was ever truly ahead. Everything was happening now, inside the quiet, powerful universe of the human mind.